everyone, Alaska Crafty Gal Victoria here. I wanted to show you guys some things that I've been working on in January. In my last video, I stated I had a goal of utilizing 10,000 grams of yarn this year. I think my goal is very, very attainable as I've been crocheting this month. As you know, I have my scale I showed you, and I've been weighing everything. So far, today is only January 21st, and so far already I have used, what was the total? Where did I write it? Oh, shoot. I wrote it down somewhere and now I can't find it. Son of a gun. But it's been over 1,000. It's like 1,071 grams. So I think my goal is very, very attainable. At 10,000 grams, I only need to utilize 833.3333 grams per month. Well, I've already exceeded that for the month of January. And I don't feel that I have crocheted that much. That also does not include something I'm working on, because I just didn't think to weigh that yarn. And because it was already a work in progress from last year, even though I won't be finishing it until this month or next month, I just am not even including that yarn. So that's okay with me. Needless to say, I have this. This is the printout I'm using to show how many grams I'm using, etc. I have my goal written up in here. I have how many grams I need to use a month. I have, as you can see, I'm writing the temperature for every day. I'm writing the items that I'm crocheting and how many grams that they weighed. And I'm just totaling it up. And I'm super excited about it. So this is very important to me. I'm keeping track of it here, as well as in the book that I was given by a subscriber last year. And I'm keeping it in here because the very first things I want to talk about is I'm doing a temperature blanket for the very first time. I came up with the color pattern from the Crochet Crowd. I used their gauge because in the winters and the summers, our degrees don't vary that much. And as you can see down here, where it's 90 to 94 and 95 to 99 or 100 and higher, I wrote, ha ha. Ha ha. Because I just, these are crochet patterns in there. It's just not going to get there. It's not going to get there. But I just copied their gauge. And I started off with the pinks and the off-whites and the stuff for wintertime, because I didn't want the bulk of my blanket to be like deep colors, deep dark colors. I wanted them to be a little bit brighter and a little bit happier. Especially living here in Alaska, I want it to be a brighter colored blanket for the wintertime. So yes, I am doing my very first temperature blanket, and this is how it is looking so far. I've got, it's going to be about the size of a queen size bed. I'm doing it all in single crochet. And I think I have, I started off with 211 chains. And so it's 210 stitches across. I'm using an H or a 5mm hook. And I am loving the brightness and the colorfulness. And what's great is I'm using up a lot of my partial skeins using my scraps. Not that this is really a scrap, but I have a lot of skeins that I had wound on my ball winder that are just partial skeins, and I'm utilizing a lot of those in my temperature blanket. I know I didn't need to start a new blanket, and I just said in my last video, I'm not going to start anything new until I finish what I have. Well, guess what? I started something new. But I've been wanting to do a temperature blanket, and so I thought this is a perfect year to do it. So that's just that, my temperature blanket. I've got all of the rows completed. I just do it one row each day. If I miss a couple days, that's as far as January goes, that's all I've done so far. Is I've only missed like a day or two and then I caught right back up. Hopefully that continues. Worst case scenario, I'm thinking, you know, a week and then just catch up on the weekend. But so far so good, and I've been doing it pretty much daily. So far so good. I'm excited. As a matter of fact, the reason I decided to start this, I was inspired by, a lot of us know Barbara, who lives on a sailboat. She's doing one this year. And she had emailed me and sent me some photos of hers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I've been wanting to do one, and I thought, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to do it. So thank you, Barbara, for inspiring me. She's a subscriber, and thank you for inspiring me to get started on my temperature blanket. I'm just doing mine quite big. So that's just that. That's one of the, this will be my ongoing yearly cal. Not that I don't know if it's really considered a cal because I'm not with a particular group of people doing it. So I'm just doing it. If you'd like to join me, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see anyone else that's making temperature blankets this year too. And then I also got my new 2020 calendar. I thought I had one, but I didn't. And I wanted to do something like a calendar cal. And I was watching Setta over at Setta's place, and she's doing one that you have to follow the same colors. It doesn't matter what you crochet. I believe she's doing hats. And I thought, that's a fantastic idea. I don't necessarily want to utilize the same colors in her calendar. So I bought this one. It's called Little and Lovable, and I got it at Walmart for like $4. But they're all baby animals. And look, it was meant to be, because this is March, and it's a giraffe. And I love giraffes, and they're my favorite. So March is my birthday month. So I was like, oh, it's meant to be. I have to have this calendar. And I thought I wasn't sure if I was going to do hats or a scarf or a blanket. And I thought, no, I have enough blankets in the works. So what I decided to do is, so this is January. It's this cute little seal here. Look at him. He's a cute little seal. So that's the seal. I decided to do character hats. So this is my January hat. And it's a seal. And I thought, how cute is that to do character hats for kids, because I'm going to be donating them anyway. So every month I'm going to make a character hat of whatever animal is the animal for the month. So this is January's. This is my seal hat. And this will go in the pile of the hats for kids. So that I completed my January hat. The pattern for this hat, I will put all the links to the patterns in the description box below, because the names escape me right now and I didn't think to write them all down, but I have them bookmarked on my iPad. So this is January's, and I think this is so fun. If anybody, I know it's kind of late in the month, but if you'd like to get this calendar from Walmart or any animal calendar, I think it'd be a lot of fun to do character hats and then donate them all to the charities for in the winter this upcoming year. You know, October, November, whenever it gets cold, and we can donate our character hats for kids. I know it's winter right now, so it sounds weird to say next winter, but later in the year. So this is one of the things I'm doing. I just think it's so stinking cute. Little seal hat. So that's my seal hat. So that's one hat I've been working on, and my temperature blanket. And then I know when I did my previous video about my goals for 2020. I know I kind of showed some of these hats, but these are all the hats so far that I've made in January. And like I said, I'm trying to use up scraps, use up, not just scraps, but use up, you know, yarn I have on hand in my stash. So I made this hat, and it's textured, it's got the ridges, and I love this pattern, and I will put it in the description box below as well. I believe it's called, I'm not even gonna attempt it, but it's got like the ridges, and I just love this pattern. It's textured, it's nice and warm. So I made one hat like this with the super bright band. I don't remember the name of that color, but most of these are all Red Heart Super Saver. And then I made this camo one. It's a little bit thinner, not thinner, but you know, it's just more simple with a, I believe this is Carrot, this Red Heart Super Saver. I know for a fact this pattern is by Sarah Satch, the Posh Pooch Designs. This is one of her hats. But I did that camo one. I was trying to use up a scrap ball I had of the camo in Red Heart Super Saver. And then I made this one. And I used up the rest of that really bright orange I had with some camo, and I double stranded it. I held 2 strands together and made like a thicker, chunkier. And then I did the front post, back post band around the head. So I got those 3 out of that. And then I saw this pattern, which this hat is just so cute. It's a little penguin hat. I will put all the patterns in the description box below. It was a free pattern. I messed up on his face a little. I mean, I followed the tutorial exactly, but for some reason, I think when I stitched on this piece, I just went a little tighter or closer together or something right there, but I think it's still cute. Little pom-pom and his little hat, wearing a hat. I just think some little kid would look so cute in this. I just thought it was cute. So I made that little penguin hat. And then I also made this one. I don't remember the name of this color yarn either. So many of these are scrap balls and I've lost the bands or whatnot. But I just had a little bit of this yellow left, and it's not quite lemon. And it's not like saffron or gold. It's a little bit more like a pineapple color. And I just had a little bit left, and I didn't have enough to do a whole hat. So I did part of it, and then I made this band. I just wanted a little texture and a little bit different. So I did a front post, back post, 2 rows. And then I went into single crochet and then a slip stitch. And I just like the way it turned out. It's different, little boy hat. And then I made this hat. This was all I had left, and I call this Gumdrop. That's not the name of the color. I don't know the name of the color, but it just reminds me of like a gumball machine. So I just made this one, little hat. I love these colors together. I made this one. It's like a teal aqua color with like that orange. I just love the color of this. And then I made this hat, which I call the Gumdrop, with the purple band. And they're all different sizes. Some are a little bit bigger for older kids. Some are a little bit smaller for smaller kids. But these are all kids' hats. I just love the colors. The pinks and the oranges and the reds. I just love it. And I wanted to do something a little brighter. So I made all these kids' hats. I love this. I have a lot of this. It's right back here, as a matter of fact. I have quite a bit of it. So I'll be making more this color. Maybe different color bands and some different patterns. Using up this color here. But I love this color. And I just think it looks good with so many different colored bands because it's just so bright and happy and cheery. And then again, I did what I call my bubble gum, and I did it in the same pattern as that camo one, that same like textured ridged one. And then I'm trying to keep the same amount of boy hats and girl hats. And then I did this one, just the black and white and gray with the black band. Yeah, this hat is so soft. I don't know the name of this yarn. It's right here. I lost the band, but it's kind of like a fuzzy yarn, a little bit fuzzy, but it is so soft. I love it. It's not this. It's not like the stripes or anything, the Super Saver stripes. It was a really big ball of it, and it's just soft. It's a little bit fuzzy, and I always get it in my eyelashes, but I do like it a lot. So I can make a lot more hats like that. So these are all the hats that I will be sending off for the Hats for Kids. I don't know if I'll get it there this year or if I'll just start a big tote along with my character hats for the year and send them off this upcoming winter of 2020. So we'll see how that goes. It just depends. I kind of would like to send all of the hats along with all of the character hats, so we'll see how that goes. Then my amigurumi I've been working on, my moose. I don't remember where I was last time I talked to you guys. I think I had his head done. I do believe I just can't remember. So if I did, his head was done. I finished both paddles. I haven't attached anything. I'm waiting till I finish everything. So I did both of his paddles and his tines. I got all that done. I got his body done, which is here, which this is what I'll use to sew on his head. So that's done. I got his body, his 2 antlers, his head. I've got one of his arms done, and I started on another arm. I'll be done with this probably tonight. I'll crochet this evening a little bit and finish this, and then start on his back legs, and I should be done with that fairly soon. Again, that's from my Zumigurumi 7 book, and I'm having a lot of fun making it. It's just that dark yarn is hard on my eyes, so I take a lot of breaks in between doing that, and I work with lighter colored yarn. So, and then I made something so stinking cute. So this is a little football baby diaper cover and the little hat. I crocheted this pattern. This worked up really fast. It was a lot of fun to make. And just instead of on the pattern, they wanted you to do on this part here, they wanted you to do like just where you put like your needle up and then a string and then back in and then, I don't know, attach it somehow. But I decided to surface crochet it like on top of it, and I just think it turned out so much cuter, and I love it. I love it so much. It's so cute, and I like the way they did the pattern on around the waist. It's just so cute. And then I just sewed a little white button on to hold it on. But how adorable is this little diaper cover? I have several more patterns for some baby items I'm going to be doing, and I just loved it. I loved this, and it was a really quick workup. I mean, I think it took me, I did this in like one night, and then the next night I did the hat. And I will link the pattern for this in the description box below as well. It was so fun to make that. It was so fun. And then in my last video, I had shown, I'm so ashamed because I had shown the mess and the yarn and everything. And then the cancer blanket that I wanted to donate last year, I had the blanket done. All I had to do was sew in the tail ends, the wispies, and put a slight border on it and send it off. And sewing in the tail ends, like most people, it is my least favorite thing to do of all time. Hold on, let me get a drink real quick. I just have water. This is my Valentine's mug. All I had to do was sew in, but there were so many tail ends because of all the color changes. Well, it's never too late, you know, better late than never, I guess, but this will be going in the mail tomorrow, but I did finish it. It was done. I just had to, like I said, sew in all the tail ends and I put a very muted border around the outside because I didn't want to take away from the beautifulness of the blanket. But it is done. It's completely done. I think it turned out really nice. It's colorful, it's happy. And I just put, like I said, a simple crochet, I think it's a single and then double. No, it's double. It's double crochet around. And I did it in like a charcoal gray. And it's finally done. I sewed in all those ends. And now I can get it off in the mail. I felt so bad when I was shooting that video and I showed the blanket. And I was like, there's the blanket I never finished. It was done. I mean, literally, the tail ends. That was all I had left. And I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And I tend to do that with projects. Ones that things I don't like to do, like sewing in the tail ends or, you know, putting borders around the blankets. And that's what I was talking about, being more organized and completing projects. I will have blankets sitting pretty much done that are taking up space in a project bag or whatever, just because, I mean, it pretty much boils down to laziness, you know. I'm too lazy to sew in those tail ends because I want to start a new project. I want to start something, I want to start something new. I want to do something else. So, like I said, I'm a girl on a mission, and I'm going to start completing those projects before I start new ones. Now, because I completed that, I rationalized with my own self about the temperature blanket. I'm like, okay, well, technically, you finished one, you can start that one. No, I shouldn't do that. I need to finish my husband's corner to corner that I started last year. I need to finish that quilt top out of the polyester clothing tops, which won't be hard. I just need to put the batting in between. I have the backing. I just need to attach everything and do the binding, and that won't take me long at all. So I'm going to finish that one. I'm going to finish the Bernat Homemaker one. I started the purples and the dark gray. And then my scrap blanket that I have been using, I don't really consider that a whip or a work in progress, only because it's not, I have it right here. I don't know if you guys remember this, because it's this one. I just add little bits as I get down to the tiniest of little scraps. And I'm using white as the main color. And then if I have a teeny tiny little ball of yarn left, then I'm adding it to this scrappy blanket. And this will just, like a sleeping work in progress, only because I try to utilize as much of the scraps as I can, or the leftover skeins of yarn for hats and things. If I have enough to make a hat, even if I just make a stripe in a hat or a band around a hat, I'm going to utilize it for that. But if I have just a little tiny one left, then I add it to this. So although this is a work in progress technically, this is something I will be working on for a long time until it's done. There's no rush. There's no, you know, it's not expected to be done by any particular time. So I just don't consider that. I don't know why. I don't consider it a whip. So anyways, with that being said, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really motivated to see how this year goes. I hope I stay on task with my temperature blanket and my character hats, which I think I will because I'm having so much fun making those. And one other thing I wanted to touch base with you guys about is a while back, Kim from Classy Kim's Crochet had asked us to please get the word out. Anyone who is a creator or a maker to please do a subscribership tag video. And I think I will make a separate video for that because I promised her I would. Or maybe I should. This one's already long enough. So maybe I'll do a separate video. I'll be wearing this same outfit, but I'm going to do a separate video for the subscribership tag video. And we'll talk about that later. Anyways. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for all of my new subscribers that have been joining me over the past month or so. I'm very grateful to all of you, and I'm so happy to have you all here. I've gotten some wonderful, lovely comments and emails from you, cheering me on for my adventure this year about not purchasing any yarn. I just came to the conclusion while I was crocheting during the holiday season that I'm sitting there and I'm trying to get projects done for the holidays, and I'm looking around and I'm like, I am so blessed and so grateful to have all of the yarn that I have. So much was gifted to me through friends and family, and they know how much I love yarn and fabric and crafts. So I get a lot of those things for birthdays and Christmas and holidays and, you know, things of that nature. And I'm grateful for all of it. But I decided, why am I continuing to acquire this when I have so many beautiful yarns that are just sitting on the shelf because I have so much, and then I keep acquiring more. So me, myself, no purchases. I don't even care if it lasts beyond a year. If it takes me 2 years to work down my stash, I'm totally fine with that. I want to use what I have instead of giving in to like sales and yarn hauls and, oh, but it's on clearance. Like, yarn is always going to be on sale somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I have these beautiful yarns because I liked them and I wanted to use them. So instead of keep piling more on top, I just want to use what I have. I want to base my acquisitions on need, not want, and just be more cautious with my purchases. So, all right, guys. Well, I've yammered on long enough. I thank you all. I thank you for all the support and coming back and again and watching my videos and leaving the wonderful comments and hitting that thumbs up button. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Thank you so very much. And until I make another one, we'll see you again very soon. Again, I'm going to do that subscribership tag video. Some good information in there for you. So if you're a creator, catch it. I'll probably be wearing the same thing. All right, guys. Till next time, Alaska Crafty Gal Victoria here. Bye-bye.